Why we think clearly only when trouble arrives. That's what we will be talking about today. This was written by Nemeku Doka and voiced by Uncle Pizza. It was around 3 a.m. and I was driving home. The roads were quiet, the night was cold, and the temperature outside was about minus 15 degrees centigrade. Suddenly, my car jerked slightly and the warning light flashed before my eyes. The signal was clear. I was running on reserve gas. Immediately, my mind started working. Not panic, just rapid thinking. What if the car stalled on the road? What if I was stranded in this weather? What if there were no open gas stations nearby? What would I do next? I began running through possible solutions in my head. I thought about calling for help, walking to the nearest station, staying inside the car to conserve heat, or even knocking on the door of a nearby building if I had to. Unfortunately, I was on the Henday. There were no buildings around. My mind went into scenario mode while I kept driving. What struck me later was this. Why didn't I think like this earlier? Of course, this was when I got to a gas station. I made it to a gas station. But why didn't I have all these thoughts earlier? Because earlier that night, when my gas light first came on, I actually tried to fill up. I drove into a gas station, but the attendant told me the pump was not working at the time. Instead of thinking through alternative options, I simply shrugged and drove away. No planning, no scenario analysis, no urgency. But when the reality of possibly being stranded on the road at 3 a.m. in freezing weather became real, my brain immediately switched gears. Suddenly, I was solution-oriented. It leads one to ask, why do humans seem to think better when risk appears? There is something fascinating about human psychology. We are capable of incredible clarity when danger becomes real. When there is no immediate threat, our minds relax. We assume things will work out. We postpone thinking. We delay preparation. But the moment Jeopardy appears, the brain becomes alert. Focus sharpens. Options begin to appear. Creativity awakens. Ask Canadians about this when Trump imposed his tariffs. Pressure activates problem solving. This may explain why people often perform better during crisis than during calm periods. When the stakes rise, our minds rise to meet them. But there is a deeper lesson hidden in this. What if we learned to think ahead before pressure arrives? This leads me to a lesson I learned from my father. As I reflected on that night, I remembered something from childhood. Growing up, my father often made us do things that did not seem necessary at the time. He would insist we prepare for situations that had not happened yet. Sometimes we would ask him why he was strict or why he had to think about things that seemed unlikely. His answer was simple. He would say he was preparing us for life. At the time, we did not fully understand it. We were living under his protection and provision. We assumed things would always work out because he was there. But now, I see what he was doing. He was teaching us scenario thinking. He was raising us to consider possibilities while we were still safe. He wanted us to develop the ability to think ahead before problems arrived. This became a cornerstone in my lesson in the difference between reaction and preparation. Most people live reactively. They wait for problems before they start thinking about solutions. They wait until something goes wrong before they start planning. They wait until the pressure arrives before they become disciplined. This approach works sometimes, but it often comes at a cost because reacting to problems is always harder than preparing for them. Preparation reduces panic. Preparation increases confidence. Preparation turns uncertainty into strategy. That is the real value of scenario analysis. It allows you to think clearly when your emotions are calm rather than when they are under pressure and all over the place. Personal development is not just about discipline, motivation, or ambition. It's also about foresight. Foresight means asking simple but powerful questions. What could go wrong? What would I do if it did? What options would I have? These questions do not make you pessimistic, they make you prepared. Airline pilots trained for emergencies they hope never happen. Business leaders build contingency plans for markets they hope never crash. Good parents prepare children for life challenges long before those challenges appear. They all understand the same principle. Thinking ahead is a form of wisdom. Ironically, the moments that force us to think the most clearly are the ones we try to avoid. Stressful situations sharpen awareness. Risk increases focus. Uncertainty forces creativity. That night in my car reminded me of something important. Our minds are capable of brilliant problem solving, but we often wait until we feel threatened before we use that ability. What if we practiced thinking like that before trouble appears? What if we developed the habit of asking questions earlier? Here's my personal reflection. Driving home that night, I realized something simple but powerful. The best time to think about solutions is before you need them. Life will always present unexpected challenges. Cars will break down. Plans will change. Opportunities will appear suddenly. Those who are prepared respond calmly. Those who are unprepared respond emotionally. My father understood this years ago when he said he was preparing us for life. Now, I understand it too. Here's my final thoughts. When things go wrong, your mind will naturally search for solutions. Wisdom lies in developing that mindset before the crisis arrives. Think ahead, plan calmly, prepare wisely. The goal is not just to survive difficult situations. The goal is to be ready for them before they arrive. Until the next time we do this again, stay safe. Bye-bye.